Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Lee Sanders here. You're checking out an all-new The RCWR Show. It's an after-show edition as we are talking WWE Wrestlemania 35 Fallout for this now Monday morning, early Monday morning, April the 8th, 2019. Wrestlemania just went off the air not even about 5 minutes ago. So I do appreciate those of you that, I don't know, maybe you have school off, maybe you have work off, and you're going to be checking us out live. Do appreciate that. And as always, to those of you that check out the show on demand and on the downloads, much love, much love. I want to try to get through this as quick as possible because it was 15 matches. I mean, I personally took the day off from work because I knew WrestleMania was going to be going well late into the midnight hour. I didn't think it was going to be running about this late, pretty much almost going off at 12:30. But I kind of think in retrospect, yeah, you knew it was going to definitely go past midnight, but 12:30, whatever. Hey, we got some polls up right now asking you guys, what did you think about tonight's WrestleMania event? So for those of you that saw it, sound off. Let me know what you had thought. I got a poll that's up on Twitter right now. I also have a poll up on YouTube. Check out the communities tab section. You can cast your vote that way. We also got one on Facebook as well. While you're at it, feel free to give me a follow. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Use the keywords The RCWR Show. All right, so we saw in that main event match, Becky Lynch came out on top, winner of it all. You know, if you would have told me that both Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar we're going to be walking out of tonight's WrestleMania event no longer champions, I would have said, wow, really? We're taking a break from both former MMA fighters. We're really going in that direction. I don't know why, but I just had this gut feeling that one of them was going to retain. That's just the honest vibe that I got. And for me, it was just a matter of, okay, well, who's going to come out first? If Brock's going to come out first, if Brock were to lose the title, then, yeah, Ronda's going to retain, right? Well, honestly, the main event match was the women's. They had let that be known for about a couple of weeks now. So it really wasn't a matter of, well, who was going to come out first, but I just really felt that there was going to be a serious reflection on what to expect with the main event match. So for me, I couldn't help but say, okay, well, if Brock loses, then Ronda retains. But if Brock retains, Ronda loses. Like, I never pictured in 1,000 scenarios that Ronda and Brock were going to walk out of WrestleMania no longer champions. I mean, hey, it creates a very new, interesting dynamic and a good reset for both Raw and SmackDown. So I'm very curious where things are going to be going for the next couple of weeks. I thought the girls did pretty damn good. I really did. I thought they did a fantastic job with the this year's WrestleMania overall. But the main event match, I mean, look, them girls, they tore the house down. As far as I'm concerned, they lived up to the standard of having that main event match. They, in my book, and I have been a major advocate for female wrestling for years now. My long-time buddies, they know that me supporting women's wrestling, I mean, it goes as far back as to when I was a teenager, right? So I've always appreciated females that knew how to get down and dirty in the ring, knew how to tell a story, if not just as good as the men, just definitely equal to, right? So to see Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey go in there and tearing it up, they have my utmost respect. That was definitely worthy of being the main event. But you know, in retrospect, you can only do but so many of these first time evers with these women's, right? You're running out. So where do you go from here? You don't already have the women close out WrestleMania. Where do you go now after this? It really doesn't. You understand where I'm coming from? And I'm not throwing shade or anything like that. It's just, hey, first ever Women's Rumble, first ever this, first ever that. It's like we're going to run out of those eventually. So You know, I hope that with what had went down tonight, WWE's not trying to scrounge around in the very near future and think about what could possibly be another first ever women's what have you, but I wouldn't put it past them if they're not already getting the gears rolling and thinking about what they're going to do next up there. A little bit of a controversial finish, though, with that main event match for both of those titles. I mean, you see, as clear as day, the ref is counting the 1, he's counting the 2, and then right when he's getting ready to go for the 3 count, it looks as though Ronda's shoulder, it wasn't on the mat. I mean, maybe one was, but it really didn't look like the other one was really. So that's kind of bullshit. What's going on with that bullshit? Oh yeah, I'm in there right now. Yeah, we get that from time to time, guys. I'm so sorry. We stay getting trolls that pop up in the moderator chat. It is fucking funny as shit. We got people that just hate. They hating. They see me rolling. They hating. They want what I got. They hating. Yeah, I love those guys. By the way, we do have 2 moderators that are popping up in the chat room via YouTube. So they are paying very close attention to what you guys happen to be talking about. One of those people is my pretend sister, Ebony Dark Dragon, that's in the chat. So say hi, Dragon. Say hi. And if you like gamings and all that, be sure to show her some love because she's tearing it up with her gaming channel on Twitch and all that. She plays all types of different games. God, seems like daily she's doing a little something. I check her out from time to time, but yeah, she does a lot of good stuff over there on the Twitch channel. Show her some love. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was ridiculous what was going on there with that main event match. There was definitely some controversy that was happening, without a shadow of doubt. So now you can't help but wonder, okay, well, where do you kind of go from here when you get ready to set up Monday Night Raw? You know, it's the Raw after WrestleMania. I would like to believe we're definitely going to be seeing Ronda Rousey pop up. She's probably going to be demanding a rematch. And once again, you got to keep in mind that there's supposedly no more instant rematches. So just what type of a Ronda Rousey are we going to get popping up on Monday Night Raw? With everything that's been coming about with the Ronda Rousey character up to this point, we've seen a Ronda Rousey that mentally has been a bit unstable, right? Very, very unstable. And it's very, very unstable in a way where she can be sometimes a unemotional wreck. You feel where I'm coming from? An unemotional wreck. So are we going to get one that's going to be a little bit loose? You know, kind of like a loose cannon, so to speak. Just what type of a Rousey are we going to be getting? So that's going to be something to look out for on Monday night, and I can't wait. Are we going to see a Ronda Rousey that is unhinged? And the reason why I keep bringing that up and I keep emphasizing that is the simple fact that you hear these rumblings that Ronda Rousey is supposedly going to be taking a little bit of time off, but then you hear this rumbling that, well, no, this is it. After WrestleMania, this is pretty much it. She's done with the company. But then you think about what WWE had said when there was a report floating around that she wanted to be done with WWE so she could go have babies. And you saw the infamous press release that she had put out there basically saying, hey, what I do with my reproductive organs is nobody's business but my own. Stay the fuck out of my business, right? So there's so many things that I find very interesting going into this Raw after WrestleMania with regards to Ronda Rousey, but I still believe in my heart of hearts, I don't think she's leaving the WWE. I honestly don't. I just think that at this point, she's just gonna go away for a little bit, recharge her batteries, look up some projects outside of the WWE that maybe she can kind of wet her lips a little bit on, and definitely will come back. I mean, you still got to do what I think is going to be one of the next big story arcs in the WWE, which has to do with the 4 horsewomen of wrestling taking on the 4 horsewomen of the MMA. Of course, I'm talking about Ronda Rousey teaming up with Jessica Duke, Marina Shafir, and all that, right? Also, Shayna Baszler, throw her into the mix as well. You still got to do something pretty freaking cool there with all of them. So I'm most curious if how soon that ball is going to get rolling, right? So I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen with that one. But that was a damn good main event match for that title. It really, really was. I loved it. We're just kind of going back and forth. I'm just speaking from the heart. I don't have any bullet points or script or anything like that. You know, it's just pretty much the matches in my head, and I'm just kind of freestyling here. I do want to talk about the Kofi Kingston Daniel Bryan match. Let's talk about that, and then we can maybe go on ahead and talk about the matches that had happened in order and everything, right? By the way, we are streaming live right now, not just on YouTube. We're also streaming live via our Discord chat server. And we are also streaming via the RCWR show, available as an app. You guys know we have an app? Yeah, I paid for it myself. We have a show app. It's available in the Google Play Store. Just search, use keywords, the RCWR show. It's free. You can't beat free, right? I do all the dirty work, so you don't have to pay. You can't beat that. Let's talk about that Kofi Kingston Daniel Bryan match. I got to tell you, my hat's off to both of those men. Both of those men did a phenomenal job tonight. I love their chemistry together. I mean, we've seen them a couple of times thus far, and it just feels so natural. It really, really does. And to the point, you're going, okay, well, we've already seen these guys lock it up a couple of times already. All right, what haven't we seen yet? Are they really going to be able to take it up to that next level at WrestleMania and everything? And Freddie, how you doing, Freddie? I'm good, brother. I'm good. It was, you know what? They exceeded my expectations because I had my bar kind of set a little bit low going into their matchup for the WWE title. And I said, okay, it's going to kind of be similar to what they had did last go round. I don't think it's going to get any better than that. That's not bad. I'll take it, but whatever. But no, both men really rose to the occasion tonight, and to have a new WWE champion, and I really need to clarify this because some of you guys will see the title on some of you guys will see the freaking title on YouTube, and you'll kind of be like, what the hell is going on here? Wait, that doesn't kind of make any sense. What the hell? But I want to clarify for you guys, okay? So, I know that we have it titled Second Black WWE Champion Crowned in Company History, right? And we already had somebody in the chat that had said, oh, well, no, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, no, he doesn't really count because blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something as somebody that has been watching pro wrestling since the early 1980s, okay? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, when you go back and you look at who his dad is black. And I hate to say full-blown black like it's some type of a freaking disease, because it's not, right? But you guys know what I mean when I say full-blown black, right? But just for the sake of the argument, to be technical, he's 100% black, right? But then you look at The Rock's mom. The Rock's mom is Samoan and all of that. Yes, has Dwayne Johnson embraced the Samoan side a bit more? Yes, without a shadow of doubt, okay? But you still have a case where you can't just turn a blind eye to who his parents are and his bloodline. You cannot ignore that, okay? So that would kind of almost be like me. Okay, just picture you meet a really nice girl, right? Doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. Just say you meet a pretty nice girl, right? And let's say she's a red bone, right? She's a red bone. Let's say her dad is black and the mom is white. So what? We're just going to say, well, you're not 100% black, so you don't know what it's like, the struggle, or no, you're going to say, okay, so yeah, you're part black. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. You know about the struggles of our people and blah this and blah that. Okay, so for me, in my book, and my friends, and Ebony will tell you, we always looked at The Rock as black. We always considered The Rock black. Now, early on, it didn't really seem like he was really embracing
the black side. You know why? Because think about it, and this is why people's minds are kind of like, no, Samoa. What was the very first time that we had saw Rock in the WWE? You guys remember? We saw him as Rocky Maivia. That was the first time that we had saw him. And he was playing to the whole Samoan side, all of that stuff, right? So that's how it kept happening over and over and over again. And when you keep seeing that, it's already ingrained in your mind that, oh, okay, so this guy is Samoan. Okay, I got it. And when you're programmed to think a certain way, X amount of years go by and you just, oh, yeah, Samoan dude, right? And then all of a sudden when you start hearing, oh, hey, by the way, the guy's black, you're like, oh, wait, what? Huh? I didn't get that memo. What? That's where the confusion lies, is because of what has been programmed in our heads for so many years. You know, it's kind of sad, but you know what? It is what it is. But I've always considered Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson a black champion, right? Now, if you really pin me down and say, do you look at him as 100% black? I say, oh, no, hands down, no. But I still give him that nod of being a black champion. So for me, Kofi Kingston did 2 milestones tonight in becoming a WWE champion. The first milestone that Kofi Kingston did, Kofi Kingston officially became the first 100% black WWE champion. Look at that respected title. And before anybody comes at me with the Booker T, before anybody comes at me with the Mark Henry, right? Because I know people want to, but you got to think about the titles that they held at the peak of their career when they were at their most hottest. You got to think about the titles that they held. And then you got to look at the title that Kofi is holding on to right now. And you can trace that title's history all the way to pretty much practically when the company first began, right? So Kofi Kingston has 1 milestone in where he is the first black WWE champion, the first 100% black WWE champion. But he's also the second black WWE champion, if you kind of stop and think about it, because The Rock touched it too. And although Rock may not be 100% black, he's still part black. So you still kind of technically got to give that nod to The Rock to a degree. You see where I'm coming from? Some of you guys may be like, wait, that sounds so fucking confusing. But when you really sit down and you think about it, you kind of go, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. So if you ever wanted to win at trivia, you can really stump people like that, right? But I like how, and I put out a really cool tweet with regards to Kofi Kingston. I basically had said, you know, hey, look, never in my lifetime, right? I've been walking on God's green earth 40 years as of later this year, right? I never thought I'd live to see a day where in the WWE, there would be a 100% black WWE champion. I never thought that would happen, right? And it's cool. I legitimately cried when I saw the moment happen. I legitimately did. Now, some people may say, come on, Lee, have you been watching wrestling for as long as you have? You kind of knew this was going to be happening, right? Did I have my doubts? I honestly kind of did. But at the end of the day, I went with my heart. I said, this is Kofi's time. And if you guys had checked out the predictions episode that I had dropped earlier this week, by the way, shout out to the rest of my colleagues. Man, did we all bomb big time with the predictions. You know, look, when I do predictions, I pretty much talk about how my gut instinct, how I would like to see things go down personally. But then I also try to look at it from a standpoint of how WWE is probably going to do things. But I mean, me and so many of my colleagues, I mean, we were just, I ain't never seen so much red before for predictions. There's a lot of us that just botched all over the damn place. It was the worst predictions yet. That, God, I've been doing this since 2011. This was probably the worst predictions I had did. But you know what? I like that. I like when I can come on this show and it's, hey, I went 8-1 or I went 12-0. I like being able to say that because it's like, okay, great. We got surprises, right? So, but Kofi, I legitimately shed a tear. I loved it. I loved it. And as I alluded to earlier when I was offering predictions, if you don't capitalize on Kofi Kingston right now, there ain't going to be another next time. The fans are pretty much going to move on to that next thing. They're going to move on to the next flavor of the week, next flavor of the month or whatever. So if now ain't the moment where you pull the trigger, then what the hell? Why are we even doing this? Why are we investing all of this time, these resources and all that, just for this guy to come away short? Now, I see a lot of people are saying, all right, yeah, he got it tonight, but what's going on with Big E? Personally, I hope that a situation does not occur where the New Day gets broken up. I still feel that just from a monetary standpoint, you could do so much with those guys. Right? They are one of your top revenue pushers, and just as a trio, they are phenomenal. I remember, I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before, and they had came, I'm talking about New Day, they had came to AwesomeCon, and I mean, they had lines out the ass. So many people love these guys. You know, I mean, the love is there, and the money is there. The money is there. So, you know, I would be a little bit perplexed if WWE would be so quick to break the guys up. I think they can continue to function as a trio, just kind of similar to what was going on with freaking Ric Flair when he was with the Horsemen. Even though he had the title many times, he still rolled with the Horsemen, and they were doing their thing. And when they needed to come together and everything, you know, so be it. And they worked very well together. They sold out arenas. They was pushing the tickets at the gates and all that. So I don't see why New Day can't continue to do that. But do I agree with the majority of you all that, hey, it kind of seems like now more than ever, maybe we should kind of see a case occur where Big E gets another run as a singles guy? Yeah. With everything that he's been able to learn, and just the confidence and just everything that has been a work in progress for him these past, what, like 5 years he's been with New Day or whatever. Yeah, let's see what can happen with him now that we see where Kofi is and everything. Let's see what happens next. Xavier Woods, hey, look, Xavier Woods, he may not be a WWE champion. But you know what? I could definitely see him as a future Intercontinental Champion. I could definitely see him loan his talents to the 205 division without a shadow of doubt. And I love seeing all the great support that was coming Kofi Kingston's way and everything. I know the tweet I put out there is catching a lot of fire right now. I don't say things on social media just to look for a retweet or just to get a like or a follow. I speak my mind. You know, I don't trip like some people. Oh my God, I got a retweet. I don't, you know, I'm okay either way. All right. But it's nice to see that there are a lot of people that were like-minded, that shared in the same thoughts that I had. But, you know, one thing that we need to talk about before we move on to the next match, for everything that went down with that Kofi Kingston Daniel Bryan matchup, we got to make sure we give a lot of props to Daniel Bryan. A lot of props to Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan had the white hot steady hand. And you just can't help but wonder, if it wasn't for the timing of Kofi and Kofi Mania, would Daniel Bryan still be the WWE champion as it stands right now? Because the way things were kind of going with Daniel Bryan, all signs kind of indicate that he had the hot steady hand, right? So I know things were kind of looking as though Kevin Owens was going to slide on in there, but just kind of going off of the vibes from when Kevin Owens returned to when him and Daniel Bryan locked it up and everything, I don't really think there was anything there. So as far as, okay, let's see if we can ride this to WrestleMania, I don't think there was really anything there. So I find it very interesting that the Kofi Mania happened when it did, but Daniel Bryan, for all these months that he was the WWE champion, I got to commend him. We all should commend him. He did a phenomenal job, especially during a period where they weren't quite sure what was going to be happening with AJ Styles, him renegotiating new terms, and okay, well, is he coming? Is he going? What's going on? Okay, well, next man up. And Daniel Bryan stepped up at a time that WWE/SmackDown really needed somebody to step up. So he filled that void rather well. And the honor that he did in putting over Kofi tonight, I mean, they told a really great story. They told a really great story tonight. So my hat's off to both of those men. Seriously, big time, big time. Isn't that interesting? I mean, less than 24 hours ago, we see Jay Lethal at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Ring of Honor Supercard, one of the most decorated champions in ROH history, right? When you just look at a combined number of his dates as the champion and all that, and his reign came to an end, right? That ends, but then we go to Kofi Mania. I just, it sounds so poetic when you kind of stop and you think about it right now. Let's talk about some of the other stuff that had happened on tonight's card. Let's see if we can blaze through the rest of this. I watched all 2 hours of the pre-show. Pretty decent overall. As far as the action goes, I gotta say they did a decent job during the pre-show. They did a decent job. Let's see, pre-show we saw Tony Nese shockingly defeat Buddy Murphy to become your new cruiserweight champion. I gotta tell you, I did not see that coming. I did not. I heard a couple of people saying, well, you know, Tony Nese, he's from that respected area, you know, and he's good. Look, the little bit that I've seen from 205, does Tony Nese have a fucking fantastic, great look? Yes, he does. Phenomenal. I mean, I've watched Tony Nese off and on, even before he came to the WWE. I've heard about him and I've seen a little bit of his work off and on. But physically, where he is right now, I mean, the best in his entire professional wrestling career. I mean, he is at his physical peak right now. Love what he does in the ring and everything, but the charisma, let me be candid. It ain't nothing personal, man. It's just constructive criticism. It's flat. It's flat like a soda, right? But Buddy Murphy, man, Buddy Murphy, the whole package, love Buddy Murphy. The only thing that makes sense to me as far as Buddy Murphy no longer being your cruiserweight champion, for those of you that do give a damn about 205, maybe you are just a big fan of Buddy Murphy. The only thing that makes sense to me, maybe they're getting ready to call this guy up. Maybe he's going to be loaning his talents to SmackDown. I hope it's SmackDown and not Raw, because sometimes I just look at certain cats and I just go, nah, man, you got to stay on SmackDown. If you're going to move, you got to move and you got to stay on SmackDown. You go to Raw, you're going to get lost in the shuffle. Like the Revival. I still feel to this day, Revival would have done much better going to SmackDown as opposed to Raw. But that's a different topic for another time. But that's the only thing that makes sense to me right now as far as why Tony Nese had became the champion tonight. And, you know, Buddy Murphy, it's now kind of, well, what the hell is going to happen here, right? But those two guys, you know, they had a good match. You know, now if you're a 205 fan, now that Tony Nese is a champion, WWE really needs to do a much better job in making the fans connect more with Tony Nese. And if you watch the pre-show, the fans could give two shits not when he won. I mean, it was hardly any reactions at all. And I wish I could say I was being mean, I was being a dick. There was hardly any reactions at all to Tony Nese becoming champion, right? So they got their work cut out for them for the next couple of weeks. So let's see what they can do. If I've heard the information correctly, Triple H is now kind of a bit more hands-on with 205 Live. So, you know, it should be interesting to see what's going to be happening with the Tony Nese character. Give it about a month. That should give us plenty of time to see where things are. I heard from a couple of people that actually were in attendance at tonight's Wrestlemania event. There was a lot of lighting problems to the point fans in attendance had a hard time, depending on where they were sitting. They had a hard time seeing what the hell was going on in the ring. For some, they couldn't even, like, not only look inside the ring, they couldn't even look at the Titantron above because lights, big bright lights. I mean, it was almost like an airplane landing or some shit like that. And it was just ridiculous what was going on. And it had a lot of people complaining in attendance. Actually, at one point, there was a chant. And I believe the chant, you can hear it during the pre-show. They probably edited it now, but during the pre-show, fans were chanting for the lights to be dimmed down or shut off or whatever. So, you know it's bad when that happens. And one person that was there who knows a lot about lighting and all that, setting up stages and all, he pretty much had said, I have a feeling that one of the reasons why they got all of these lights on and it's so freaking bright, they're trying to play off to the TV viewers how many people are in attendance. Look at this jam-packed house, yada, 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 right? Which, by the way, they did pretty good. Sold out. They had 82,265 that were in attendance. It was a record. That's good. Hey, congrats WWE. Good stuff right there. See, we had another pre-show matchup. That one was Carmella winning the Wrestlemania Women's Battle Royal. I didn't see that one coming. I did not see that one coming. She eliminated Sarah Logan. The person I had winning it all, I thought for sure it was going to be Mandy Rose. I believe when I was offering predictions, I might have gave an honorable mention to Asuka. I'm not really sure. And I know I had said Lacey Evans. I'm pretty sure I had said. She did make a little bit of a cameo, but it wasn't in that matchup. Look, Carmella winning this one, you got me. That was a head scratcher. Nobody that was doing predictions called that. And if it's a case where, well, I called it, do you have it documented in audio or whatever that you gave your predictions before the day of, right? That's how I counter that one. But no, seriously, like everybody else in podcasting world, they didn't have Carmella winning it. All the names I kept seeing that were in rotation, Mandy Rose, I saw a lot of love for Sonya Deville. I saw Asuka. Saw a little bit of Lacey Evans. But those were the main ones that just kept surfacing over and over and over. Mildly, there was a little bit of Amber Moon as well, right? But it was mainly those other names that kept popping up. So for Carmella to come out, I'm scratching my head at that one. I really am. The only thing that made sense to me was, okay, some of these people like Tony Nese and Carmella, you know, they're kind of from the area. So it's about giving the fans that good moment. Hey, look, right here from your own backyard. Hey, how about it? You know, no problem. Come on, show some love. Right. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Okay. It did nothing for me, though. Honestly, like if I could just look at the entire women's roster and just go, who really could have benefited from this, considering what had happened with Asuka, I think we all could be in agreement that, you know, as far as, hey, look, man, we want to toss you a bone because we know that you've been going out there and everything that we've asked of you to do, you've been able to go out there, you've been able to do it. So you know what? We want to toss you a little bit of a bone, our way of saying thanks. This year we're going to have you win this honor of this women's memorial. We're going to have you win it, right? At least that can kind of elevate you a little bit or whatever, right? Nah, it would have made all the sense in the world, but no, we ain't going with that one. Or how about Mandy Rose, right? It's like, okay, Mandy Rose, she's been clicking these past 6 months as far as her in-ring work. I mean, everything just on all cylinders. That girl is finally starting to get it. It's clicking, and it's like, all right, I see you, honey. You're working it. I like it. Bring it, right? Bring it. I only had one constructive criticism about Mandy Rose, and longtime listeners will remember this. One of the things that I had said about Mandy Rose was that finisher that she was doing. Oh God, somebody help me out. It was like she did like a underhook, and then she would pick up the opponent, and it was almost kind of like a driving DDT kind of, except the way she would underhook them and lift them up, their legs would be in the air, and then she would like plant them or whatever. Yeah, she's such a small thing, right? I got to go Q-tip for a minute. Just a pretty young thing, a vibrant thing. I'm old school. You got to forgive me. That's a little bit of Q-tip. Violator. Check out the album. Good stuff. No, but Mandy Rose, you know, when she did that, my critique early on was she's got to switch up. She's got to do some type of a move that is universal, very easy to do. She could do it on any opponent. It doesn't matter what their height or what their weight is. She would be able to do it with ease, right? maybe you could do unprettier, or maybe you can grab the opponent's arms and you can just knee to the face, just kind of almost like you're doing a chicken bone, kind of making a wish, just knee to the face like that. Something that's very easy for her to do. And sure enough, there was that WWE live event that had went down. Oh, Austin, thank you, my brother Austin. He said it's called the fairy tale ending, same move Tommaso does. Thank you, my brother, thank you. And yeah, turns out there was a live WWE event where Asuka got hurt because Mandy Rose was trying to do that move, and it's like, okay, well, you remember my critique on the very next show when we reacted to the news. I said she's got to figure out what type of wrestler she wants to be. If she wants to be a powerhouse and everything, then she's going to need to put on a little bit more muscle mass, but she's going to need to kind of do something with that particular finishing move. She's going to need to kind of switch it up. My critique was still she needs to do something that is easy for her to pull off. Angel's Wings, yes. Christopher Downs, Angel's Wings, fairy tale ending, yes. Gino, so what's up, Gino? Gino, my man, Gino. I had Gino's Pizza in the freezer, and I didn't even have it today. I had the Pizza Hut from down the street. Let me tell you a quick side story. That pizza was nasty as fuck. The pizza was nasty as fuck. I tried to do the pizzone. They skimped on the cheese. They skimped on the toppings. All it was basically like you were eating a piece of bread. That's literally what it was. It's not how I remember it many years ago when they first introduced it. So I don't know. If the pizzones are banging in your respected areas, let me know. Maybe one day I need to come to your city and, we'll shoot the shit or whatever. Have some drinks and all that good stuff. Next matchup. Pre-show matchup, Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder. They defeated the Revival to become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. You know what? Here again, giving the fans that good feel moment. Technically hometown boys and all that, right? Okay, I get it. But there is that part of me that's ecstatic that the losing streak is finally over for Kurt Hawkins. Because I never ever thought it was going to end. I was literally having my fingers crossed watching this match, and I was hoping, please, if there was ever a streak to end. And sadly, this match did not make it to the predictions. So when I saw that this match was happening, I couldn't help but say, well, wait a minute, how long has Kurt Hawkins gone on this losing streak now? And then as soon as Cole and the gang said the number, it was, well, they're bringing it up for a reason. Both of these guys, this is their respected backyard, right? They're the city favorites. How can you not have them go over? So I was happy to see those guys come out as the Raw Tag Champions. Call me a sucker, but I'm still a fan of Zack Ryder. I've always been a fan of Zack Ryder. There's been many times where Zack Ryder has been like, all right, come on, WWE, just come on, man, you guys are right there. Show the man some love. And when opportunity did not present itself, Zack Ryder just early on, you remember the whole internet title, and he was doing his whole Long Island Z story or whatever the hell that show was or whatever. But he was doing all of these cool things, right? I know, right, Dragon? Like, you're happy that the freaking streak is over and everything. But, for me, I look at Zack Ryder. I mean, he's in the best shape of his life right now. Oozing with charisma, has a pretty popular podcast and everything, and he's always keeping himself busy, it seems, even when WWE isn't kind of really doing anything with him. And shout out to Zack Ryder, by the way, as he recently had got engaged. Congrats, man. So I mean, that's a guy that's got to be on cloud nine right now, right? His woman said yes. He's got the tag titles. He got a Wrestlemania payday, even if he was on the pre-show. Just the fact that he was part of Wrestlemania, right? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Even if you're on the pre-show, the fact that it's Wrestlemania, you make it somewhere on that card, hey, that's all that counts, right? And eyes are going to be watching you, right? So, couldn't help but, oh my God, it's raining? Wait a minute, hang on a second. Am I hearing that right? Oh, wow, it's raining. Okay, cool. Wow. It's amazing what you can hear in the headphones. But yeah, so I'm happy that those two guys had won. So good stuff. Another pre-show matchup. Braun Strowman winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And if you kind of picked up this theme where I'm kind of blazing through these matches so far these matches that we're talking about all during the pre-show, they were about 10 minutes and change. So that's why we're kind of blazing through it, right? Now, here is the problem that I had with this Andre the Giant Memorial matchup, right? This is, for me, a case of, say it with me, everybody, Stupid Booking 101, right? That's the name of our little series that we usually do from time to time. We had a big playlist of Stupid Booking 101, but cat that I was working with on YouTube decided he wanted to do the Thanos snap, and you know, now it's all gone, sadly, but it still lives on strong. Stupid Booking 101. Here's the case of Stupid Booking 101. So let me see if I got this straight. So the two SNL guys, I don't give a flying fuck what their names are. All right. So you can correct me all you want. You know, their names are, I don't give a fuck what their names are. I call them Dumbass 1 and Dumbass 2, right? Or Boring 1 and Boring 2, right? I don't care. This is where I go, what the fuck? So these two guys, they come in. They're surrounded by all of these other pro wrestlers. They've already taken a massive shit on the WWE with the infamous episode of Raw where the dumbass white boy, Dumbass 1, says to Braun Strowman, "Is this stuff even real?" And we see Strowman, he chokes the shit out of him. They go to commercial break. They come back. Braun is still choking him, right? And remember how that pretty much had ended? Security come, Braun, you gotta let him go. You gotta let him go. Braun lets him go. And these guys that call themselves comedians, that call themselves stage performers, that call themselves to a degree actors, this motherfucker, Dumbass 1, doesn't even sell the fact that Braun Strowman had him in a goddamn chokehold for 5 minutes. He doesn't even go. He doesn't even go like that. He goes, well, I guess not. Just like that, right? All right, way to hurt the business there. Okay, whatever. But you see these two guys, they just continue to take a massive shit on Braun. They're taking technically a massive shit on pro wrestling. These guys are in the ring. They're surrounded by all of the WWE wrestlers. Okay, we're waiting for one more person. All right, we're waiting for Braun. All right, cool. You would think that considering what Dumbass 1 and Dumbass 2 had said all of these weeks, everybody, including Braun, would turn their attention to the SNL guys, beat the living shit out of them, and then throw them out. You would have thought that's what would have happened. But that's not what happened. I mean, these guys, I didn't like the way that was booked. I honestly didn't. I wish it would have been a case where if that could have been booked a bit better, I wish that all of the wrestlers would have been looking at them and then they would have tried to all grab them at the same time and they go in between the legs, maybe kick somebody in the butt. And then, like, that wrestler turns around, why'd you kick me? And thinking it was a wrestler that kicked him. And then that's how you kind of get the little bit of a confusion going there. Almost kind of similar to if you watch some of the comedic fighting that used to happen back in some of John Wayne's Western movies and all that. So, was definitely a bit disappointed for that. Yeah, Dragon, I don't understand either. What was the point? I don't understand. I don't understand. I agree with what Booker T had said during the pre-show, right? But I like how Jonathan Coachman tried to clean it up. But no. Booker T was right on the money, which was that's two spots that honestly was taken away from two other guys that should have been part of that. And that's a damn shame, right? Just to be able to go out there, even if it's a goddamn elimination, just to be able to go out there, hey, I was part of this match. You know, pay ain't that much, but hey, I was seeing on TV. Ha ha! Right? That's what matters, right? It's about getting your product out there. It's about getting your brand, promoting yourself over, and all of that other shit, right? I mean, we saw how Dana White was able to capitalize there for that brief little period that she had going on, right? So, yeah, it didn't make any sense for me. And those two guys did not have the fucking go away heat. It was the you fucking are the drizzling shits. Get away from here. And I get it. I get WWE. WWE wants to keep doing this whole... You heard it during their commentating. Anybody that has traveled to New Jersey knows that MetLife Stadium is in New Jersey. But the way WWE wants to keep spinning it, oh yeah, we're here in New York. And when they get corrected, no, you're actually in New Jersey. It's like, oh, well, we're in the shadow of New York City. What is so fucking wrong with saying New Jersey? I don't, what, is the homicide rate ridiculous out there in New Jersey? What's going on? Why can't we say New Jersey? Like, it's some type of a taboo word, you know, we don't say New Jersey. No. You know, what is it? Is it Candyman? If you say New Jersey 3 times, what? You know, is the city going to explode or something? What the fuck? So that made no sense to me right there. Right down to the point, we had freaking Hulk Hogan come out. That really should not have been any surprise to you guys either. Alexa Bliss kicking off Wrestlemania, saying, hey, at the snap of a finger, I can have whatever I want. I can make this show go from 0 to 100, blah, blah, blah. Snapped her finger. The immortal Hulk Hogan comes out. Hey, all I could think about as soon as I saw the Hulkster come out there, all I seriously could think about was, well, you know something, Mean Gene, I'm sorry that all the blacks are upset, but I need a payday, brother. And that's all I could think about, seeing the immortal Hulk Hogan out there, right? You know, for me, it was literally just, oh, it's the Hulkster. Yeah, oh, okay. Yay, right? Moving along, and that was awesome how Paul Heyman pretty much had came out, storming off, basically saying, hey, no. If my client ain't going to be the main event of this event, then let's just get our match out the way right now so that we can go hop on a plane and we can go to Las Vegas. Let's do this. So we actually got to start off Wrestlemania, the official pay-per-view. We got Seth Rollins taking on Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Seth Rollins came on out after Brock was already there waiting and everything. We saw Brock beat the shit out of Seth Rollins. Didn't even give Seth Rollins an opportunity to get in the ring so the bell could start and everything. He pretty much took the fight to him, was owning him pretty good early on for the first couple of minutes. Eventually the action got into the ring. Ref tried to step in, give Seth an opportunity to recover from the injuries he sustained, but Lesnar just continued to attack him. Action got outside of the ring one more time. Somehow it got back in the ring. The bell finally got started. Somehow the referee gets inadvertently, I want to say, either pushed or distracted. Something went down and Seth Rollins just went low blow to Brock Lesnar. And you can't make this shit up. After the low blow, it was not 1 curb stomp, not 2 curb stomps, 3 curb stomps. Seth Rollins walks out as your new WWE Universal Champion. Okay, that's pretty much how it all went down. Nice and easy. That match between Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, take a guess how long that match lasted. Give you a hint. It didn't even make it 5 minutes. That match was barely 3 minutes tops. Yes, I bullshit you not. Now, I understand some people felt that the way that match was booked as far as the storytelling, right, leading up to Seth getting the title, some people enjoyed it and everything. Where I have a bit of an issue with it is, well, wait a minute. You're telling me that with regards to Brock Lesnar can't give us 10, 12 minutes tops? He can't give us an almost 15-minute match? He went out there, he had a classic matchup with Daniel Bryan as far as I was concerned. He had a great matchup with Finn Balor. He had a great matchup with AJ Styles. He had a great match with Brock Lesnar. Did the two? God, my memory's a little fuzzy now. Somebody correct me in the chat. Didn't Samoa Joe and Brock do a little something? Or it's never happened yet? Let me know. But the other ones I definitely remember happening, and I just remember going, wow, okay. And now that you've pretty much built everything up to Seth Rollins taking on Brock, you're going, well, shit, this is going to be a good one. Yeah, we're in for another classic right here. So I honestly was expecting it to be a 12-minute match. If there was going to be a title change, okay, that's fine. But come on, man, 10 minutes, what the fuck? And we didn't get that. We did not get that. Look, at the end of the day, am I happy that the Universal title is now around somebody whom we're going to see on a weekly basis? You know, hey, where's the WWE Universal Champion? Oh, right here. Oh, okay, cool, right? You need that because at the end of the day, it's all about brand awareness. That's what it's all about, especially if you are that casual wrestling fan, right? Let alone that casual wrestling fan that maybe hasn't watched wrestling in a couple of months, right? And you're just changing the channels and then boom, on your screen, you see some guy, hey, yeah, that's a pretty ass cool looking belt. Oh, this guy must be pretty important. Let me see what's going on with this guy. Oh, he's the champion. Oh, okay, cool, right? All right. It seems like this show's pretty good. I think I'll come on back next week and see what's going on. Then you go next week. Now you got that fan somewhat remotely interested, right? Now they come back and it's, hey, where's that champion I saw from last week? Oh, they're not here. What's going on? Okay, well, I was interested in him, but if he ain't here, change the channel. Go watch something else, okay? So it's great from a branding, a marketing standpoint that you got the title now off of Lesnar. Thank you, Jamar. Thank you. To the question I was asking earlier, Lesnar and Joe did face off. It was at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view event. My memory's a little bit fuzzy. I got to go watch that again. But from the little bit that I remember, that was a bit of a classic encounter too that I remember. So everything just pretty much, look at these smaller opponents and the versatility as far as how they move in the ring and all of that. Like, it was great, compelling stories, and for everything to be built up to this point where it was Lesnar Rollins, I just was expecting a longer length of a match. That's all. That was my only criticism, but I'm happy that the title is off of him. Now look, let's address the elephant in the room. Does WWE need Brock Lesnar? With what I saw tonight, I don't think so. I mean, look, man, sooner or later, you got to just bite the bullet. And you got so much talent that's at your performance center. You've got so much talent down in NXT. You can't keep relying on these old relics, let alone you can't keep relying on relics that, okay, I'm only going to do but so little, but I expect for you to pay oh so much, right? So does WWE need Brock Lesnar? No, but let me tell you something as far as what could change things a bit. Fox. If Fox says to the WWE, hey, look, man, we were thinking, on top of Ronda Rousey, we'd also like to somehow get Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. We think that would really help us out, given our past history with having a relationship with UFC and MMA and all that. That would be really great. I think that would be the only way that WWE would even entertain the idea of reaching out to Lesnar and seeing if they could get some type of a new deal going on and they can somehow incorporate him. But if we're going to ask the question, does WWE need Lesnar? They really do not. They will be just fine. I think for all that money that they have been putting out there for Lesnar, they could put that towards, I don't know, something a little bit more constructive. Healthcare benefits. Or, you know, I don't know. Give the talent some bonus money or, you know, so they could go get, I don't know, healthcare benefits or some shit, right? I don't know. But I'm happy that they got the title off of Lesnar. I really am. I'm sure fans everywhere are happy that now, all right, we ain't got to deal with Lesnar anymore. But hey, let's all be in agreement. That was one badass motherfucker. For the times that he was there and everything, he fit that mold, the purpose and all that. He fit that very well. He did. And what really sucks for me, being the hardcore Lesnar fan that I am, it sucks that we never did get the Brock Lesnar from yesteryear show up just one time and have that classic. Because, man, back in his day, Brock knew how to fucking wrestle. Brock knew how to wrestle. And it sucks that just with what we've been seeing of him, I just want to go out there, suplex city, bitch, suplex 1, suplex 2. I'll do about 10 suplexes. I'll hit a couple of F5s. Pay me, bitch. That's pretty much his MO, right? I'm not telling you guys anything that's too harsh. I'm telling you guys the truth. Next up, what else we had here? AJ Styles defeating Randy Orton. It's actually a good match. was actually a good match. Of all the matches on paper, that was one that I looked at saying, you know what, these guys are probably going to have a classic encounter. They told a good story in the ring. You know, shades of what had went down on SmackDown in the closing moments of that matchup. If you guys recall, AJ Styles was looking for the phenomenal forearm. Randy Orton had hit him with a damn RKO right in midair. So you're kind of going, we're going to kind of get a little bit of a taste about that. Well, you know, what's going on here, right? I got Cody Brown in the chat. He wants to follow up with regards to the Brock Lesnar news. He said, I can get a source, but Brock has already agreed to a SmackDown deal with Fox. But then again, I'm not sure if it's been signed yet. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, see, I didn't even, I'm just giving you gut instincts. That's why I do what I do, right? Because honestly, think about it. If WWE is going to have this relationship with Fox, FS1 and all that, and you've already got a built-in serious age demographic of 18 to 45 that love their football, they love their MMA and all that other shit, it makes all the sense in the world to try to somehow capitalize of everything. On top of the wrestling, the MMA, it makes a lot of sense in the world for Fox to kind of say, hey, look, for this money that we're paying you, give us a little bit of Lesnar, give us a little bit of Ronda Rousey, right? That would kind of help us out. That would definitely help out with the age demographic. So if Fox is telling WWE that, then yeah, WWE needs to make it happen. I mean, they're not going to drop the ball on that. If in fact that's what Fox wants for what they're paying WWE, they better deliver. Shit, they better deliver. But going back to that phenomenal forearm that we saw on SmackDown, so you kind of saw that, and you kind of have that playing in the back of your mind that, what's going to happen when these two meet up at WrestleMania? Is that same scenario going to play out again, or what exactly is going to go on? Closing moments of that one, we did see it look as though Randy Orton was trying to fuck up AJ Styles on the ropes, but AJ kind of anticipated it this time. They fought a little bit off of the ropes. AJ got the upper hand, finally was able to connect with a phenomenal forearm. Boom, pick it up to 1, 2, 3 that way. I thought they did pretty good together. I really did. I really did. I thought they did damn good together. Their chemistry was very on point. And, you know, one of the other reasons why I felt that AJ Styles was probably going to pick up the W for this one was because, you know, he's already revealed on social media, hey, I re-signed with the WWE, and on top of that, I got this going on. So you're like, okay, great. But usually Randy Orton disappears shortly after WrestleMania. That's been his pattern. It's a nasty pattern, a very predictable pattern these past couple of years now. So for me, I kind of had that in the back of my mind. I don't know if a lot of you guys did as well, but I had that in the back of my mind, and that's why I ended up saying, nah, we're going to go with AJ Styles, because 9 out of 10, AJ's going to be there the night after Mania, or technically 2 nights after Mania on SmackDown. He's going to be there. Not so much Randy Orton. Don't think he's going to be there. Shout out to Joker. Joker said, I just started watching you yesterday and already enjoying your content. Keep it up. Will do, my friend. Thank you so much. Appreciate the kind words, my friend. Can I also show some love to my guys in the Discord as well? I don't want them feeling neglected as well. Shout out to Lee Strack. Who else we got in there? Who else is in there? Who else is in there? We got anybody else in there? I think Jeff is in there as well. Who else we got in there? I see Joe Cool is in there. Don't worry, I'm going to show you guys some love. And I know we're streaming via the Spreaker app. So actually, let me poke my head and see if we got... Nope, we're good. We're good in the Spreaker chat room as well. Okay, good. So it looks like everybody's pretty much flocking to Discord and YouTube tonight. That's good. Let me see how we're doing on recording time so far here. I'm just a little bit curious. And my ass forgot to hit the record button. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We're almost on an hour. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep rocking. Let's keep rolling. Let's blaze through the rest of these matches we got here. We only got a couple of more. Usos retaining the SmackDown tag titles over Aleister Black, Ricochet, Rusev, Nakamura, and The Bar. Well, color me intrigued, because I thought for sure Aleister Black and Ricochet was going to walk out of this as your new tag champions. I honestly did. And everything that I had offered on the predictions and everything, Joker for Discord, let me private message you that, because the way we're doing the Discord right now, it's a private invite only. It's our way of filtering through the bullshit, making sure we're dodging the trolls and all that, because we're a pretty cool, tight-knit group of family on Discord. So I see your handle. Joker, if you got Twitter, give me a follow on Twitter at the RCWR Show, and I'll private message you that way. Much love, though. I appreciate you, man. Much love. We were talking about Usos. Yeah, very intrigued by that one, because I thought for sure Ricochet and Aleister Black were going to come out of there. And when I was offering predictions, one of the things that I had talked about was, just from a marketing standpoint, it makes a lot of sense to put... me personally, I said what I wanted to see, but what WWE was probably going to do, I thought WWE was going to put the SmackDown tag titles on them. What I personally would have loved to seen was Ricochet and Black get the NXT tag titles, and they get the SmackDown tag titles, and you can still just have them do the gauntlet on all the shows every single week, because it's a win-win-win situation for all of those respected brands. Because to this day in 2019, despite how accessible the NXT product is, you still have a significant amount of people that don't watch NXT. They don't know anything about the talents. I love telling the story, but I'm going to give you the summarized version. I remember at one of the last places I had did security work for, before I just said, fuck it, I'm done with security for good. I was working with a bunch of kids, and they probably, I think youngest was 18, oldest was probably, I would say 23, maybe 23. And they all loved, it was a staff total of about, hang on, it was a staff total of about 20, and they loved pro wrestling. As a matter of fact, the hiring manager and all of them, like, if you didn't like pro wrestling, they kind of didn't want to have anything to do with you, because they thought you were a square. So I remember when I would talk to them, not at the same time, but just, oh, you know, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And of course, my personal information gets put out there. Oh, I hear you do a wrestling podcast. And it's like, yeah, who told you that? Oh, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, yeah, cool. And I'm thinking to myself, meanwhile, I don't know who the fuck you are, but you know so much about me. Pleased to meet you. Nice to know me. You know, tell me, what's my sign? Why don't you? But when I would bring up NXT, it was like a deer in fucking headlights. It was like, who? I was like, NXT. Oh, I don't watch that. Like, why? That's where all the good people are. Like, you know, that's where the Charlottes, that's where the Sasha Banks, that's where the Baileys and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't care for NXT. It's like, okay, right? And sadly, in 2019, that continues to be a recurring theme. So I looked at things from a marketing standpoint that, hey, you know, you ever want to do a domino effect and make people give a damn about, hey, check out NXT because, you know, blah, 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 right? Just picture that. Ricochet, Aleister Black, they come out. They got both of those tag titles. Oh, don't forget, guys, you can see Aleister Black and Ricochet, blah, blah, blah nights on NXT, on the WWE Network, blah, right? But whatever. So they don't win at NXT. You're kind of led to the impression, well, okay, well, for sure, they're going to go on ahead and they're going to win the SmackDown titles. Yeah? No. I mean, look, I got a lot of respect for Usos. I love Usos. I really do. And there is a part of me, for selfish reasons, I would love, 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 love to see the Usos leave the WWE and go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I shouldn't even have to connect the dots. You guys should already know what I'm talking about as far as why I want to see the Usos leave. You know who I'm trying to see them with, right? And you can fill out the blanks in the chat, right? But that would be epic. If they joined them and just did a whole fucking cool-ass stable, that would be epic. But it's like they've been to the dance so many times, and, you know, I got a lot of respect for all of their contributions they've made to the business, for the tag team division, let alone for WWE. But if there was ever a time where, hey, these young cats, they would really benefit more from getting a rub off, right? Send the people home going, man, well, I didn't particularly care for this tag team before, maybe I should start now because, wow, if they can outlast these other tag teams, shit, come out over the Usos. Okay, I think I need to really stop what I'm doing and pay attention to these guys because they seem to be going places. And then don't even get me started on the entrances. Okay, Joker. Yeah, I got the notification on my iPad. That's the beautiful thing about this iPad Pro. Whenever I get a notification, bloop, everybody's all in my business. It's like, you've got mail. You've got mail. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Speaking of entrances, the entrances this year for Wrestlemania, wasn't really, not that much to really trip over, right? Charlotte had the, look at my boobs. Aren't they so yummy? Look at my lips. Oh my God, don't I look so sexy? I mean, I just had Rod Stewart playing in my mind as I'm seeing her in the helicopter and she's just seductively looking out of the window. And I had Rod Stewart going in my head, you know, if you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar, let me know. You know, I'm just having that in my head as I'm looking at her. And then I have Kiss in my head. Lick it up. Lick it up. Yeah, I'm like, go back. If you don't believe me, just go back. She's in a fucking helicopter and you're not really sure if she's getting ready for a fucking match or if she's thinking about the great fucking sex that she had to kick off her day. I mean, that's how she looked. It was ridiculous. But the helicopter ride that she had, you know, joking aside, that was kind of, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Kind of gave me a little bit reminiscence of her freaking dad. And Evolution, you know, had the whole Evolution vibe to it. But her entrance was okay. Triple H, I saw a lot of people going, Triple H's entrance, that was some shit. And you know why? I think because so many people were like, oh man, he's going to do something like Thanos. He's going to pull a Thanos because Avengers coming out later this year. He's going to pull a Thanos, man. I'm telling you, watch. He's going to do Thanos. If it wasn't Thanos, people were also saying he was going to pull a... What's the show that you guys like to watch on HBO with dragons and medieval bullshit or whatever? I don't particularly care for that type of stuff, sadly. Not unless it's Lord of the Rings. I can do Lord of the Rings, but Game of Thrones. I know that's getting ready to come back. So a lot of people were thinking maybe he was going to kind of go in that direction too. But no, what he ended up doing was kind of a Mad Max inspired theme. And a lot of people were shitting on it. I dug it. I thought it was badass. But I think I can kind of see where some people are coming from because it's basically... Oh, here comes Triple H. Hey, look at me. Here I am again on another motorcycle, and I've got my Crips bandana over my face and a hoodie on. You better respect me. I'll put a cap in ya. You know, like, so I get why people are kind of looking at his theme and kind of going, it didn't seem a little bit recycled. Yeah, it did seem a little bit recycled. But Aleister Black, I know how you feel about H double D. I do. H is my boy too. He is, but I don't know. They got to do something with his theme for next year. They do, and I have a feeling that they will. I think all their money is gonna go to fucking Florida. What was the launch date for WrestleMania in Tampa Bay next year? I think I took a screenshot of it. Let me backtrack real quick here. Tampa Bay is April 5th, 2020. You know they're going to put a lot of money into that because you're basically going to be competing with freaking Walt Disney and all that, right? So people, just think about that for a second. 7 out of 10, the people that's going to be going to Walt Disney, they probably are going to be like, oh yeah, WWE is going to be, oh, okay, we got to go, right? And so they've seen the Terminator rides and Mickey fucking Daffy or Mickey fucking Donald Duck or whoever the fuck is there at Disneyland or whatever. And so they come to fucking WrestleMania and it's like, hey, where's the extravagant themes? Where's the statues? Where's the props? We got more over at Disneyland, right? So you know WWE is going to go all out. You know they are, right? It almost just kind of seemed like, hey, look, we're doing it in New Jersey this year, Wrestlemania. Let's just do what we need to do and, fuck them, right? Right down to the point, even Hulk Hogan kind of took a massive shit on New Jersey because he comes out, he goes, oh, it's nice to be here at the insert name of arena. He fucks the name off. Oh, brothers, I'm just kidding with you. It's great to be here at the MetLife Center. And it's like, it's not called MetLife Center, dude. Okay, so you jokingly was fucking up, and yet you still fucked up. It's MetLife Stadium. Like, what the fuck, dude? So, just combining all of that, you know that WWE is going to be investing a ton of money into frickin' Tampa Bay next year. But we're talking entrances. I just gave a little bit of props to H. I gave a little bit of props to Charlotte. Pyro and all that was back for a lot of people, but you know who did not get the love with the pyro and the fog and all that? Aleister Black. So Ricochet gets the pyro, he gets a little bit of sparkles and all that shit, but Aleister Black, he gets his fucking Vincent Price fucking entrance. I'm still picturing Vince McMahon sitting there, and he's listening to Aleister Black's theme. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just picturing that theme, right? But like when you hear that awkward silence, I'm just picturing Vince McMahon. Pause, damn it, pause. There's something wrong with this theme. Well, what do you think is the problem, boss? I don't know. I don't like it. There's something wrong with it. I know what the problem is. Put a door sound that's kind of sound like it's opening up, like from Thriller. Oh yeah, like a casket door opening. Yeah. That's what he needs. So like now, every single time I see Aleister Black and he's rising from the grave, like that one little slogan that said in Altered Beast, right? Rise from your grave, right? You see that with Aleister Black, and nowadays I laugh every time because as soon as I fucking see Aleister Black and he's rising, I hear the and I laugh. I did not need that sound effect. I was doing just fine. But my God, the biggest stage of them all, tonight's WrestleMania, we couldn't give this guy fucking fog? We couldn't give him pyro and all that? That just sucked. No love for Aleister Black. And I get it. I bet you Vince McMahon is kicking back and he's just going, I don't get that little moody punk-looking son of a bitch. I bet you that's how he's kind of looking at Aleister Black right now. Whatever. It is what it is, man. Let's see. What else we got? Shane McMahon taking on The Miz. Falls Count Anywhere match. I tell you, man, that one, I like the story that was told. That was a well-placed, timed match. Just the way everything was booked from the moment that Shane McMahon kind of played the mental games with the Miz. Miz just trying to come out of the gate, wanting to get his hands on Shane O'Mac. I love how quick Shane was to hop over the barrier, and Miz is trying to chase after him. And Miz is this close to jumping over the barrier, and Shane just comes back instantly, clocks him in the face. You're like, wow, I ate that up. That was some really good booked shit. I like that. I like that tremendously. Just everything, the whole psychology, all that. I loved it. You knew the dad was going to get involved. You knew that was going to happen. I love that spot over at the announcer's table. Miz is laid out. Miz is pretty much going to the top turnbuckle. He's looking for that high-risk maneuver. I love that. I ate that shit up. But the dad coming to his son rescue. No. You know, leave him alone. I'll fight you. And seeing that old man go in there and pretty much have his 15 minutes of fame as he's in the ring, putting up his dukes. Shane walking over to him. No, not like this. It was almost kind of like Shane teaching his sons how to fight for the first time. Oh, yeah, so you got picked on at school, hon? Huh? The kid took your lunch money, huh? I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. Well, after dinner, we're gonna go to the back, and I'm gonna show you how to fight. Okay? Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. That's just. I'm just picturing Shane O'Mac like just. No, put your hands up. Yeah. Like that. Put them up. Yeah. A little higher. Right. Okay. Here we go. You ready? You ready? Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. You did good. All right. 1, 2. All right. Okay. Good. I'm just picturing Shane O'Mac like that. Like seriously. So I laughed my ass off big time watching him hold up Miz Senior's Dukes up. And just when it looked like the two of them were going to go at it, Miz just gets back in there and the brawling continues. That truly did live up to the whole falls count anywhere. I loved how the match, psychology-wise, was also booked in a way where you were seeing more of a vicious side of The Miz, something that you've never seen in his entire career in the WWE. This was Miz on an entirely different level. I loved it. I ate it up. I remember when I was previewing this match, one of the things that I said was you can't have Miz go in here and do the usual traditional bullshit. You just can't. You gotta have Miz go in there and do shit like, my God, we've never seen him do this before. You needed to have him go in there and have a ruthless tenacity, right? An aggressive tenacity. You had to see some type of physical aggression from The Miz. And he delivered that on so many goddamn levels. I love when the action went on over pretty much towards the end of the match. And they were fighting over the structure. And you all remember the spot where Miz hits Shane O'Mac so hard he goes over the fucking barrier, bounces off of the roof of the golf cart, right? It was like a crash test dummy. It reminded me almost like Homer Simpson on that episode of The Simpsons, and he's crashing through the mountains. That's how Shane pretty much was just bouncing all over the place. That was tight. The finish was also tight as well, going up to the top of the structure. Shane, okay, hey, no more. I'm so sorry. You're the man. I'm not the best in the world. You're okay. And Miz is like, nah, fuck this. Your ass is mine. And they just continue to fight and all that. And that was an odd finish, though. It was odd from a standpoint of, okay, so you're basically gonna pick Shane McMahon up and you're basically going to do like a fall away suplex basically, but you're sacrificing yourself at the same time. Like, what the fuck? And sure enough, as soon as that spot happened, before they even crashed, I said, fuck finish, here it comes. Sure enough, 1, 2, 3, Shane McMahon wins, and it was the way that his body was positioned and everything, right? So what's now got me kind of curious, though, what's going to happen with regards to Miz and Mrs. Because they just came back, what, guys, maybe 2 weeks ago? Or did they already just do their 3rd episode? The point is, they're in the middle of a new 2nd season. And they've been whoring out Miz, rightfully so. It's a good show. I love it. But they've been whoring out Miz to put over Miz and Mrs. So what are you going to do? Right? Is Miz going to come back out on SmackDown and he's going to say a little something or what? Or does Cole and the gang or Corey Graves and the gang, are they going to be able to do that? I just would love it to be a situation where I miss the old days of wrestling television where if you saw a match like what you saw tonight with Shane and Miz, they hurt themselves so bad that they're off TV for just that whole next week. You ain't gonna see them to give their thoughts on that Mania match or whatever till the very next week. I miss those days, and if there was ever a time where you really need to have both of those guys just be off TV, just sell the injuries. Just do the replay. Folks will be all right, because usually that's one of the main reasons why people watch Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania anyway, because you have a lot of people that did not check out the pay-per-view event, and they want to know what all they had missed. So I would have no problem just to sell the injuries that they sustained, have them be off this week's SmackDown. But I love the psychology of that. It was great. It was great. Hands down. Very great. Iconics. They are your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Yeah. That, where do I begin? Where do I begin? Well, look, I was ready to take my headphones off and say, well, guys, good night. But yeah, seriously, I'm speechless. I really am. I really am. Look, are they beautiful? Let me just, with the constructive feedback, right? Positive feedback for a moment. Are they gorgeous? Yes, they are. Does Billie Kay wear a little bit too much makeup? Yes, she does. She could scale back just a little bit. She doesn't have to look like a young, sexy version of the wicked witch from whatever, right? She doesn't have to look like that, right? A little less makeup would go a long ways, right? But are they both stunningly beautiful? Yes, they are, right? We already know who's the better wrestler between the two, right? We already know all of this, okay? But they do nothing. They do absolutely nothing in the ring. Nothing. Not for me. They do nothing. I've seen people talk about these girls on social media. It's not that kind. They're much worse than what I'm saying about them right now. Much worse. This is the direction that WWE is going to go in. Okay, so let me see if I got this straight. Never mind the fact that we just had a veteran female posthumously induct her dad in the WWE Hall of Fame, right along with her uncle. Right? Never mind that. Never mind the fact that on their way out to do this Fatal 4-Way match, this veteran woman gets escorted, her and her bestie. They both get escorted down to the ring by her Hall of Famer uncle. Never mind the simplicity in a storyline that basically you could have this veteran female say, man, Charlie, I am just so touched, so moved by all the love and positive energy that's been sent my way since the Hall of Fame ceremony. WWE Universe, you guys have no idea. I just really appreciate and love you all so much. And it's with that combined with the love that I have for my uncle. I'm going to go out there tonight and I'm going to dedicate this win in becoming WWE Women's Tag Champions with Beth Phoenix to my dad, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. It's a good feeling moment. Damn good feel moment. Good simplistic storyline. People can get behind that. Never mind all that. Nah, fuck that. Nah, we're gonna give it to two people that absolutely fucking suck. Hey, man. It is what it is. I can't dwell over something that I have no control over. And that would be my message to you. Don't dwell over something that's not in your control. It is what it is now. We need to just, okay, let's see what they do. Let's see how they do. What I've been seeing so far, I don't really have the confidence that things are going to get remotely that better, right? I'm sure you guys have that same thinking as well, right? Let's just wait and see what happens. Let's just wait and see what happens. But, my God. Okay, so we're not going to have Sasha and Bayley retain. Okay. Fuck. Yeah, but Dee saying Spider says it was fresh, though. Well, here's what's fresh. How about Tamina and Nia Jax? That's a tag team that have just been slowly, surely finding their way and clicking together. I like those girls. A big-legged woman ain't got no soul. I love them big girls. How come them big girls ain't getting no love? They clicking pretty damn well. That's kind of fresh, too. I want to see a little something with them. Nah, we ain't going in that direction. We gonna go with the two that's screaming like Final Fantasy fucking chocobos. Ah! That's who we're gonna go with. Every time I hear them, like, they're a crossbreed between fucking Final Fantasy chocobos meets Moore's Day. You know, hallelujah. Oh. Come on now. You know, that's seriously. I am just, we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. Like, people, that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to shit on them tonight. Let's see what happens. let's see where things are. We need about 4 episodes of SmackDown, right? Let's take it on up to WWE's next pay-per-view event, right? That gives us plenty of time to digest the Iconics as the tag champions. Let's see what happens with them, right? And then we can go from there. But honestly, what I'm seeing right now, I ain't impressed. I'd have preferred it if it would have been fucking Carmella and... oh, God. Carmella and Lana as your tag team champions. I'd have preferred them over them 2 girls, and that's saying something, and that ain't exactly a compliment what I just put out there, but it is what it is, man. If you guys are enjoying the show so far, make sure you smash that like button, and if you haven't done so, make sure you do hit that subscribe button as well. Appreciate that. Oh God, we're almost done here, man. Hey, check this out. Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio. Me and my woman have a running gag with Rey Mysterio, and it's hilarious. Every time we see Rey Mysterio, one of us goes, "Oh, my knee!" Because every time you turn around, Rey Mysterio always gets fucked up. It's hilarious, I'm telling you. So, we were actually watching this match, and hey, as far as entrances go, Rey Mysterio, Spider-Man, Mysterio, I gotta go with the William Shatner joint, Rey Mysterioso. I gotta go with that. I love that entrance. That was badass. Rey Mysterio has shown consistency, reliability as far as knowing he's gonna have the awesome costumes, okay? So that was a badass design that he had tonight. I love that. I love that. Yeah, 1 minute that match was. 1 fucking minute. I mean, that thing just pretty much said, ding, ding, ding. Move, move. Oh, Samoa Joe, in between the ropes. Dial it. 619. Oh, Rey going over the ropes. And something weird happened after that. I think Rey kind of tripped a little bit or whatever, and he kind of fell on his ass. Samoa Joe just comes right behind him, puts in that trademark submission hold, and that's pretty much it. Match is over. That just... I looked at that match, and I legitimately asked, what the fuck was the purpose of that match? Seriously, what was the point of that match? What was the end goal of that? That was not a Wrestlemania payday, as far as I was concerned. That's just... well, it's just in the area. It looked like you needed some more beer, so I took the liberty of getting another one from the fridge. Here you go. You need anything else while I'm in the area? Your bowl of pretzels looks a little light there. I just happen to have a small paper bag right here to hook you up a little bit. That's literally how that match just overall kind of... what was the point of that? I would have preferred just seeing a spot with Snickers. A WWE commercial for Snickers. I would have preferred that. There's your buffer right there. I'd have preferred a buffer for subscribing to the WWE Network, as opposed to seeing that shit that we had saw. That was just pointless. That wasn't a SmackDown moment. That wasn't even a Raw moment. I don't know what the hell that was, but that definitely was not a moment. And I've spent more than enough time on that moment. Let's go to the next one. We already talked about Kofi, Daniel Bryan. What else we got here? I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. I see what's left. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. I mean, nobody should be surprised Roman Reigns came out winning that one. But what was really hilarious to me, Drew McIntyre comes out, his whole entrance theme and all that. His entrance was okay. You had the police department Scottish band playing his theme. That was pretty decent. But you get past all of that, he wasn't getting any love in New Jersey. I swear to God, you heard crickets out there for freaking Drew McIntyre. I couldn't help but go, damn. On the grandest stage of them all, where you've got all of these different countries, all of these nationalities, religions, and everything, everybody's colliding in this one stadium, and the one thing that's bringing them all together is Wrestlemania. The one thing that's bringing them all together is pro wrestling, and here you are on the grandest stage of them all, and you can't even get 50% of the crowd to fucking root for you. Dude, you fucking suck. You don't even have that go away heat. You just fucking suck, right? That was just a mind-blowing experience for me to see Drew McIntyre get little reactions. I thought for sure it would maybe be much different because it's WrestleMania. You got an international crowd, but he hardly got any reactions. Roman Reigns, it kind of felt a little bit as business as usual, you know. I don't think anybody was surprised at how this match had played out, especially with Roman picking up the W and all that. I mean, honestly, made a lot of sense, right? And nobody should be surprised by that matchup. Roman picking up the win. He looked good. For what I saw of Roman Reigns, he looked good. Look, man, people that's saying, oh, man, make him champion again. Make him you got to take your time with that. The guy is just coming off of fighting this leukemia. It's back in remission once again. You know, that's great and everything, but one day at a time. 1 month turns into 2, turns into 3. Honestly, if WWE has already planned this out, because as we all know, they like to plan some shit out months in advance and all that, it's very well possible as far as a shot for the Universal title, maybe it might happen by SummerSlam. It's very well possible, right? But you got to take it one day at a time. So, but it was good to see him back in action, looking pretty stronger than ever. DC's own Batista taking on Triple H, no holds barred. I hated being right on this one. I saw a lot of people going for Batista, but I just said, nah, it's going to be Triple H. It's going to be Triple H. I almost went with Batista because I couldn't help but think to myself, well, Triple H ending his in-ring career, right? Well, if he's not going to do it to Batista, who's the next person? Who's next on the list, right? But then the more and more I thought about it, the Saudi Arabia deal kind of kicked in, because that definitely screamed volumes to me. I'm just picturing the Saudi Arabians. Hey, yes, he's retired in North America, but he's not retired here, because he and WWE's are bitches, right? That's how I was kind of picturing that playing out. But the more and more that I thought about it, it seemed as though it made a lot more sense that Triple H was going to go over on this one. And Triple H is still relatively young, and he can still contribute if push comes to shove in elevating a up-and-coming talent. And I still feel in my heart of hearts that as far as what the end game is going to be for Triple H, I think his final match, if I do dare say so, I think his final match is going to be putting over a young talent. That's the honest vibe that I get. Now, if you ask me who that could possibly be, I would need to look at the roster, and I would need to come back to you all tomorrow night, and I could tell you probably who I think it should be. But let me talk about Batista for a minute. Gotta talk about DC's own Batista. He did good. I know people were tripping and snickering a little bit and all that because he had that little fuck up in between the ropes. Hey, man, come on. He hasn't done anything since 2014, all right? So, I mean, everybody's gonna have a little bit of ring rust somewhere. He's probably a little bit nervous or whatever. For me, it was really about, let's see what you can do once the bell rings. And he represented. I thought he picked up right where he left off. If anything, it seemed that he felt more at ease. You know, I can't really describe it any more than that, but it really seemed as though, just considering what he did the last go round, it just seemed he felt a bit more at ease. And maybe that's just because he was working with a professional and ring general like Hunter, right? Overall, it was a good match. I wouldn't say out of the other matches that he and Triple H had, like if I had to rank them, that's definitely at the bottom of the list. Does it hold up well to the overall rivalry that they've had and all of the times that they met up with each other? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. But as far as the ranking, that match alone lasts. It was overall a good match, but I didn't appreciate the rushed fuck finish, right? And to the point, Ric Flair popping up, doing the whole sledgehammer spot, and okay, you're thinking, all right, so Hunter's got a sledgehammer because Rick just gave him one. Batista's got a sledgehammer. Okay, so they're going to do a double sledgehammer. They're both going to sell it, and Okay, who's going to come to first? And maybe it's going to go into a boo, yay, right? Do a series of counters, signature move, whatever. Up, he's looking for the pedigree. No, got countered. He's trying to go for the Batista bomb. No, countered that. He's looking for the pedigree again. No, I thought maybe it was going to have that type of a sequence, right? But no, pretty much it was just sledgehammer to Triple H. Batista has his sledgehammer. They both come at each other at the same time, but apparently Triple H gets the upper hand and pedigree and all that shit, and the match is over. I just couldn't help but go, well, damn, if we're going to kind of do that shit, why not fuck Ric Flair? Fuck that. Why not just have DX come on out? Right? Just have DX come out. We just saw Road Dogg, Sean Waltman, Billy Gunn. Why not just have all them dudes come out and just help Triple H beat the shit out of Batista, since after all it's a no-holds-barred match? That would have made a little bit of sense, right? Like what Marvin is saying in the chat. Yeah, it was. It felt very cut. You know, as far as time restraints, it did feel as though they cut it a little bit short. That was oddly just random, the way that finish went. Because I'm playing in my mind the other times that they locked it up, and I feel that if that could have been given a little bit more time, that definitely was the direction they were going to go in. But then you could kind of make the argument, well, goddamn, how much more time did they need? Because their match was almost 30 minutes. So it did feel very rushed, though. Finn Balor, or Demon Balor, squashing Bobby Lashley. Bobby! For the Intercontinental title in under 5 minutes. You notice a theme tonight? A lot of short matches, yeah? Look. I told you guys on the show this week, the way that they went about Demon Balor, I still feel it was stupid as fuck. I loved Demon Balor. I still love the paint get up and all that, but just the way that they went about this Raw Go Home show and setting up Demon Balor returning, for me, it was stupid as fuck. It really, really was. It was basically, what did I say on the show this week? Help me out, guys. What did I say on the show this week? It was basically like Finn Balor, yeah, at Wrestlemania, yeah, I'm not just gonna have pizza. And then you see the smoke and the fucking black face just pops up. I'm gonna have mushrooms on my pizza. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what we got with Finn Balor, right? It was just, I didn't like it. I did not like it. You still should have done a story arc where you just beat the holy shit out of Finn Balor week after week. Him, Lio Rush, have Lio Rush be the Weasel Bobby Heenan, from the standpoint of every single time Finn Balor gets an opportunity at that Intercontinental title, or he crossed paths with Bobby Lashley, somehow Lio Rush gets in the middle of things, and when he tries to get his hands on little Lio Rush, Lashley's always there, kind of like Skipper and Gilligan. What's wrong, little buddy? Bobby Lashley is always there to protect little Gilligan's ass, okay? And like, he gets pushed to the edge, and he just fucking snaps. He just snaps, and finally, the demon, it pops out, right? The demon just takes over, right? You could have just built it up, and everything could have been executed so much better. So much better. He's the Hulk? Man, he ain't no Hulk, Double D. He ain't no damn Hulk. He's a watered down fucking... Nah, man. That dude literally said, I'm not just gonna have pizza this Sunday at Wrestlemania. No, 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 no. I don't want to just have any old pizza. I'm gonna have mushrooms on my pizza. Whatever, man. Whatever. I'm most curious to see what's going to happen with Finn Balor in the weeks to come. You know, okay, great. You got the Intercontinental title back, but like, what's next? Like, where do you go from here? You know, where's that next step up in your game or whatever, right? But Bobby Lashley is coming along. He's starting to grow on me. He was pretty bland this go around when he came on back to the WWE, but he's slowly winning me over a little bit more and more, and I think it's definitely really helping that he's being paired up with Lio Rush, because it's obvious that as far as some type of charisma or whatever, it's obvious that something is translating over to Bobby, because now I'm looking at Bobby and I'm kind of going, all right, you kind of clicking, dude. I see you doing a little something, certain mannerisms and all that. I'm starting to see a little bit more emotion and all that, and not just having a mean, constipated look. He's coming along. I got to give him a lot of props. He's coming along. We got any other matches to talk about? I'm just looking at the card here. I think we only got one more match and then we're done. Yes, we do. We've got the Finn Balor. No, we just talked about that just now. Old man's age, forgive me. Baron Corbin taking on Kurt Angle. This was another short match. Thank God it's over is all I have to say, because to see a 50-something-year-old Kurt Angle go out there looking like he's fucking struggling. I felt bad looking at frickin' Kurt Angle tonight. I was just waiting to say, hello folks, I'm Alex Trebek. And did you know that you can save 65 cents a day with Colonial Penn? Don't leave your loved one stranded. Accidents can happen, including your death. And I'm just looking at Kurt Angle, and that's all I could think about as I was looking at him limping his way down to the ring and having that match with Baron Corbin. I know that's some cold fucked up shit, but no, seriously, I'm glad. I'm glad that it's over. I would like to believe that when Kurt Angle came back to the WWE, just having that serious real talk for a moment, I would like to believe that Kurt did not even think he would be retiring. I would like to believe that maybe there was a part of Kurt that said, you know what, just give me about 3 more years. I can have some really good matches with some people. Yeah, put a nice pretty little bookend on a WWE career. Yeah, this would be great. But man, watching that brother move, whew, he was good when I saw him with the Shield. You guys remember that? He was an honorary member of the Shield. He looked so out of place, but wearing that armor, it seemed kind of natural seeing him in it, right? Till he starts smiling and he's cheesing like, I'm a Shield member, right? But he was pretty good physically right there, but it just seems like Father Time has really caught up to him. And Kurt Angle is somebody I've watched for many years. Even when he was done with the WWE, I've seen him do it all in TNA, and a big bulk of what he did in TNA, just from a physical standpoint. You got to understand that limping and everything that's going on with him now, he worked hard. He bust his ass hard when he was in TNA. That same style that you remember as far as the intensity and all that you remember when he was in the WWE, you thought maybe he was going to tone it down a little bit in TNA. Nah, he kept right on going. He kept right on going, and combine that with abusing drugs, alcohol and all that. And hey, look, man, that's great that he's been able to turn his life around and everything, but when you work that type of style so many years, there's going to be serious ramifications, and now he's starting to really feel that, you know. So I'm happy that we don't have to see him in the ring anymore. Honestly, he never should have been in a ring. He never should have. Baron Corbin looked like $1 million fucking dollars. He did. I know I've been pretty hard on Baron Corbin. I do see that the young man is trying. He's coming along. I've given him that praise before, but I've also given criticism as far as the areas where I think he still needs to improve. But overall, he is coming around. I love the fact that Kurt Angle did that, and he could have been very vocal. He could have been like, no, I want a W on the way out. Fuck this. I'm not to him. Give me somebody else, right? But I like the fact that on his way out the door, Kurt Angle did good business. And when you kind of stop and think about his tenure in Impact Wrestling, when he had one of his last go-rounds, he did right by Impact Wrestling. He did good business with Impact, made sure that, all right, who you need me to lose to or whatever. He made sure he did good business on his way out the door from Impact. So if you want to talk about consistency and all that, you really got to give it that to Kurt Angle. And hey, you know, you can't really feel that sorry for Kurt Angle, because we know in a little bit he's going to be popping up at AEW Starrcast. I don't care what they say. Oh, well, come on, folks. It's separate. Hey, y'all. It's Conrad Thompson. I'm just here to let y'all know that my my Starrcast event, it ain't got nothing to do with AEW. No, just the fact that it's right across the street from where AEW is going to be having its event, that don't mean nothing. What's happening in that Starcast is just wrestlers getting together, autographs and all that. Brought to you by Blue Chew. Works for your dick. But, you know, Baron Corbin, I'm starting to really like that young kid. I really am. Young man, I should say. He's not a kid. I'm really starting to grow fond of him. I still am not seeing World Heavyweight Championship material and all that. Not just yet. But, man, he's winning me over. He is winning me over little by little. And I remember a couple of weeks ago I had made the comment about if he can just work a little bit more on connecting with the crowd as far as reacting to when they're saying certain things, or you know those moments where you got a heel wrestler trying to cut their promo, they get overtaken by the crowd because the crowd got to get their little chant out there and the wrestler's just standing there like a dumbass. I don't know what to do. I'm petrified. You know, the best, you've seen Cena, you've seen Rock, you've seen Triple H, you've seen Stephanie, you've seen Vince, you've seen Shane. They know how to take control and own that shit. And Corbin is finally starting to, ever since I had put that little thing out there as far as what he needs to improve upon, he's little by little, he's chipping away at it. But I see him. And effort is what really, hey, I see you trying. That's what counts. I would be set on fire if I forgot to mention this. We did have a cool-ass Wrestlemania moment. Elias was inspired, I think, by Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters and his 20-minute play video. He decides that, well, why can't I do like that? Why can't I play the drums in the video and play the freaking piano and all this other shit? So we saw him try to do his own little Dave Grohl thing where he's in the ring playing a electric guitar, and you got two Eliases on the Titantron. One's playing piano, one's playing drums, and that was a nice little setup and all that. But to see vintage Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena come out, that was a nice surprise. I mean, we knew that he was going to be popping up, right? But we thought, he's going to do something with Kurt Angle for sure, right? Surely he's going to do something with Kurt Angle. No. But to say that we would get Doctor of Thugonomics Cena, nobody saw that coming. So vintage 2002 John Cena at his finest. That was a nice throwback. Dude still got it. I mean, he healed that shit up. What was some of the lines that he had said? And I sadly don't even think I got the screenshots of it here. I might have it opened on Facebook. Let me just check real quick, because there was one line that he said to Elias that had me rolling. And I'm not talking about the pistachio nuts thing. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick here. And then I want to read what you all had thought about tonight's pay-per-view event. Here it is. It says, "This means walk with Elias." Nah, I'm not really feeling it, because without the guitar, what it really means is wasted wrestling experiment. I was just cringing and laughing my ass off when I saw that. Oh my God, that was ridiculous. That was fucking ridiculous. I ate that up. You know, it really kind of made me wonder, you know, how much further could the Doctor of Thugonomics Cena could have lasted? Like, if he didn't make that transition over to what we had got that dominated for a big bulk of his career, you know, how would that Cena have done? Could it have continued to be as successful as that other version of Cena that was running around that had so many people hate him with a passion, right? It was nice to walk down memory lane. It made me feel so old, though, especially hearing Michael Cole say, "Hey, vintage John Cena, 2002." And it's like, yeah, man, way to fucking make me feel old, why don't you? It's like, you don't have to remind me of the year. It's like I listen to Magic 102.3 out here in the nation's capital sometimes, and I'll hear a really damn good song, and nothing pisses me off more than to hear a young DJ come on there. "Yeah, y'all were just listening to blah, blah, blah. Don't that take you back? That came out in 1991. And you're like, oh, God. damn, I'm old. Now it's creeping up on me. Shit, don't remind me. But that was a really solid moment as well. Overall, I would have to say WrestleMania this year, you know, it was decent. I've watched a lot of wrestling this weekend. I've checked out the Shimmer 113 event. I checked out the G1 Supercard. Watched NXT. Watched Wrestlemania. I am just... my brain is fried right now. Wrestlemania, I thought overall it was decent. Kind of felt as though we really didn't get enough moments, but overall I would have to say it was a solid show. I would definitely say it was a solid show overall. What did you guys think about WrestleMania? We ain't doing no Dave Meltzer scale either. We ain't doing no 10-star bullshit. You know, yay or nay? What did you guys think? And sound off on that. Let's go to the YouTube poll right now, and let's see what you guys had to say about tonight's pay-per-view event here. And we'll get ready to wrap it up here. Sometime today? Where we at here? Refresh this. There we go. Okay, what we got here? Okay, not too shabby. Not too shabby. So we got 4% of you that are giving WrestleMania a thumbs down. We got 14% of you that are staying in the middle. And we have 82% of you that are giving the pay-per-view a thumbs up. We put that same poll up on Facebook as well. Let's see what's going on with Facebook here. See here, Facebook. Here we go. What we got going on here? Okay. Facebook, we have 12% of you that's giving it a thumbs down. 88% of you are giving it a thumbs up. You got to see the GIFs that we use too for the thumbs up and the thumbs down. It's kind of funny when you look at the GIF image for the thumbs down. And let's see what we got on Twitter here. Where are we? All right. Freddie, you voted? Good, brother. Good. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's look at Twitter here, because Twitter, it was firing up before I did the show here. So let's see what... Holy shit. Holy... Oh, mother of love and God. Okay, all right, that's good. All right. All right, so combined, we've got about almost 400 votes right now. Actually, no. We're past 400 votes. Let's see here. Twitter. 16% of you are giving it a thumbs down. 29% of you are staying in the middle, and 55% of you are giving the pay-per-view a thumbs up. So it's pretty interesting stuff right there. Let me look at the Twitter interactions real quick. And we are caught up in real time. That is good. I can't wait to see my boy Matthew from Botchamania upload his joint on Wrestlemania, because I'm telling you, there was a lot of love shown for the tables tonight. I'm just waiting for Matthew to just, I am the table. I'm waiting for it patiently, man. I love that shit. Love that shit. Let's see what we got in the chat here. Shout out to Dark Dragon. Make sure you show her some love. Again, that's my pretend sister. That's my family right there. So if you guys love gaming and all that, check out her Twitch channel and all that. She is playing the games Monday through Friday. I think it's kind of like 9 to 5. She can tell you. She's in the chat. You can say hello to her real quick. I think it's like 9 to 5 or something like that. Don't ask me about my Twitch. I pretty much get on when I just fucking I feel like it. I try to play daily, but she's more of the Twitch. I'm just, you know, I'm just playing something on the tablet or whatever. See what else we got here. Shout out to Marvin. Shout out to Freddie. Shout out to... Who else we got in here? So we get ready to wrap it up here. Who else we got in here? Shout out to Cody. Shout out to Gino. Shout out to Joker. Shout out to Rich. Shout out to... Who else we got in here, man? Who else we got in here? Shout out to Steven. Who else we got in here? DJ Subia. What else we got here? Who else we got in here? She coming. I'll be there. Subia. Freddie. See Freddie. I never know how to pronounce that name. EM, you know who you are. Shout out to you, brother. Philip Broom. That name looks familiar. That's a good thing. What else we got here? Shout out to Steven. Shout out to Rick. Who else we got here? Who else we got in here? I just saw something new. Where'd it go? Wait a minute. Are my eyes deceiving me? I just saw something new here. Right now. Yeah. And if you guys are listening in Discord, if you guys want to be patched in real quick, hop in the RCWR show live on air. I'll bring you on air. You can let me know what you had thought about Wrestlemania real quick. Otherwise, I will gladly end the show. Let's see what we got here. Just hop in. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Some people are scared. They don't want to talk. But, programming note, I'm coming at you guys one more time. And then after that, we're going to take a well-deserved week off. Because I've put so much content out for you guys that'll keep you all tied up until I come back next week. It's not even funny. All right. You got available not just web stream, but the audio versions as well on demand and on the downloads. You got the Hall of Fame recap review show. You've got the G1 Supercard review show. You got the NXT Takeover. Now you got Wrestlemania. And then we put a bookend on everything this Monday night. So basically, pretty much handful of hours soon as Raw goes off the air, I'm going to be coming back at you guys one more time. Raw after WrestleMania. It's a yearly tradition that we've been doing. I'll come back and we'll talk about what all had came about from Raw. We'll also sprinkle in some new tidbits of wrestling related news. We'll definitely talk a little bit more about the asshole that had attacked Bret Hart at the Hall of Fame ceremony, as now new information has come in on the guy. And I have some very reliable information. I told you guys, I've got friends that are involved in the business or used to be in the business. I have my respected connections, and I have some very interesting news to share with regards to one Enzo and Kaz that made their presence felt at the G1 show over the weekend. That has a lot of people talking, so you definitely don't want to miss that. If you enjoyed the after show, man, depending on how you're checking it out, if you're checking out the web stream, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you have not, and click on the bell notification so you don't miss out on all the great content that comes your way on a regular basis. And if you're checking out the show on demand and on the downloads, you know I appreciate your love and support as always. All right, so on that note, I am going to say this was good. I'm out of here. We'll do this again for you guys in a little bit, so do join us then. Get at me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Use the keywords The RCWR Show. Good night, good morning.